Hello everyone, welcome to the course on UHV. In today's class, we'll be discussing about happiness and prosperity, the current scenario, the methods to fulfill the basic human aspirations. We saw that in the previous discussions that basic human aspirations are happiness and prosperity and continuity. So here we will explore how this happiness and prosperity can be ensured. So the basic requirement, as we all already discussed about this thing, like this can be achieved through self exploration. Before that, we need to understand some of the basic requirements for fulfillment of human aspirations. So to find out what our happiness and prosperity are related to, let's start with a very simple exercise. Let's make a list of everything we want today and see what these wants or aspirations in turn depend on. So there we let's have a list of wants, like a big car, happiness, a great house, big bike, lot of money, clean city, peaceful society, respect, better mobile, take care of my parents, good laptop, get a top MBA, own a big house, not get angry, knowledge to be a well known person, become a politician, roam the world, to have a good friends, a nice music system, peaceful life, be loved, peace of mind, be a good person, do social work, have respect, satisfaction, have great food, be healthy, protect nature, get good marks, a digital camera, a good guitar, read a lot of books, understand the purpose of life, peace of mind. Now, let us underline the items that are to do with something physical. For example, guitar. Guitar is a physical thing. Well, happiness is not a physical thing. Similarly, a big house is a physical thing, while the need to do social work is not something physical in nature. So, if we list out these things, like few things are related to the physical, and few things are not related to the physical. So, we can see that some of our desires or wants are to do with physical things. So, we call these physical facilities, like we have desires which are other than physical facilities too. So we discuss about them subsequently and put them into our other two categories. So now here is a set of proposals, like physical facilities are necessary for human being. Physical facilities are necessary for human beings and they are necessary for animals. Physical facilities are necessary and complete for animals, while they are necessary but not complete for humans. So it's easy to verify this. For animals, we see that animals need physical things to survive, mainly to take care of their body. Take a cow, for example. A cow will look for food when it is hungry. Once it gets the grass or fodder, it eats it, sits around to chew at leisure. Hence, we can see that as long as animals have physical things, they are largely fine. They don't desire other things like knowledge or a peaceful animal society or getting a good MBA. This is the case with humans. So let us look into how we humans fare. So for humans, now let's take the human being. Let's take you. Let's say you're hungry. What do? You would look for some food, perhaps some tasty food. Once you have had your fill, do you just sit around and relax? The answer is no. We all have other needs, other plans. Perhaps we think of going to a movie or reading a book or go to college or watch some TV, spend time with family and friends. So the list goes on. It is endless. Thus, it is easy to see that while physical facilities are necessary for us human beings, they're not complete by themselves to fulfill our needs. Our needs are more than just physical facilities. We need physical facilities, but the need does not end here. Hence, we can say for animals, physical facilities are necessary and complete. For humans, physical facilities are necessary but not complete. So there is another proposal here. Besides physical facilities, we want relationship. By relationship, we mean the relationship we have the other people or human beings like father, mother, brother, sister, our friends, our teachers. We desire for good relationships with all of them. So when we have a problem in these relationships, it troubles us. We are bothered by it. So let's write down it as well. So relationship and physical facilities. Now let us see how we want to be in relationship and what we want from physical facilities. So in relationship, mutual fulfillment. We want to have mutually fulfilling relationships. If there is a problem in relationship, we feel uneasy. It bothers us. Even if we are interacting with someone and something we said or did offends them, it makes us uneasy. We want mutual fulfillment in relationship. Both us and the person we interact with need to feel fulfilled, need to feel satisfied from the interaction. So you can check this in your daily life as well. Let's say you had an argument with a friend in the morning, you find that uneasy feeling stays with you for a long time, even after you have stopped speaking to your friend and have physically moved away from him or her. You may keep thinking about it, may get angry or frustrated. Perhaps you wonder what may have gone wrong and how it could have been avoided. Or perhaps you wonder how you should not commit the same mistake the next time, but it stays with you. On the other hand, had there been no such problem with your friend, you're fine, you don't have any issues, and if you had a great time with him, then too it stays with you as a good feeling or a good memory. Thus, mutual fulfillment in human relationships is something we want, we aspire for. So, what do we aspire from physical facilities? Prosperity in us, enrichment in nature. Let's ask ourselves, do I want to live with a sense of prosperity or with a sense of deprivation? The answer is I want to live with a sense of prosperity. We studied prosperity. We discussed about prosperity in the previous slides. So let's have a overview again. Like prosperity means the feeling of having or being able to have more physical facilities than it's needed. So as we interact with nature for our various physical needs, we can either exploit nature or enrich it. Let us ask ourselves, what is naturally acceptable to me? Do I want to protect and enrich nature, or do I want to exploit it? The answer is the same for each one of us. We have a spontaneous expectation to enrich nature. We may not know how to go about it, but if we ask ourselves this question, if we ask it deep within, the answer is given the choice. We want to live in harmony with nature. Let us put down what we have found out so far. What is our state today? Now that we have found out how we want to be in relationship and what we want from physical facilities, let us explore into how we fare on these two fronts today. What is our state today? In relationships, ask yourself this question. Am I able to have such fulfilling relationships all the time today? What is the answer? Sometimes I have good relationships, sometimes I don't. Or perhaps mostly I have good relationships and sometimes I don't, or vice versa. We can see this in our intention. interactions with our family and even outside the family. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it does not. We can see this at the level of society as well. There are also larger issues like wars, fights, and killing, which are extreme forms of problems in human relationships. So, have you wondered why this is so with physical facilities? Let us ask ourselves these questions. Relationship with humans. So, if we ask questions to ourselves, do I feel prosperous? Do I find that I have a feeling to share what I have? Am I satisfied with my wealth today? Or do I want more? How much is this more? So, from thinking over these questions and our response to them, it becomes clear and increasingly so that while we may have wealth, we're not able to feel prosperous. So, we seem to have quite a problem in our hands on both these fronts. So, relationship with humans, we are unable to have fulfilling relationships all the time in family, outside family, and as a society, the world at large. Physical facilities, we want to feel prosperous but end up working only for accumulation of wealth. We want to enrich nature but are exploiting it, destroying it. If we look into the reasons for these problems, we seem to have here like why are we in this state living with wrong assumptions? So if we look at it, we can see the difference between what we really want to be and what we actually are. Isn't it an irony? We want something, but we have ended up having something totally different. Let us investigate into this and see how we can resolve this issue. This is a significant point for us. Since our basic desire is happiness and prosperity and its continuity, but on investigation, we find that our current state is quite unlike it. So, what could be the possible reason for the issues we have in relationships? Let's ask the question in other way. Do I understand human relationships? Do I know what the other person's expectations from me are? I mostly don't, or I'm not sure about this. It depends, it changes from time to time. So, this seems to be our problem. We seem to be interacting with a lot of people. We keep getting ourselves into trouble in our relationships. But we don't seem to understand the first thing about relationships, the expectations. It may seem like a trivial thing, but it's very important. Problems in relationships can really disturb a person's state of mind to a very large extent. We live a significant portion of our lives in relationships. For example, if you had a tiff with your father or your brother, it can stay with you and brother for a very long time. So much so that till the issue is resolved, you may not be able to do anything else. This issue is basically because we assume something about relationships and then we go on to live them on the basis of this assumption. But if our assumption is false, then we end up in problems. For example, we may assume that we can become close to someone by being authoritative with them or taking decisions for them. While we may try and boss over the person, it's not going to lead to mutual fulfillment.